Hello there. Today, I'm going to do some lotion sounds. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. There's a funny story, actually, that happened to me a couple of hours earlier. So, let me put on some more lotion, and then I will get into it. Okay. So, my roommate has about 9 chicken. 9 chicken that he takes care of. And he's gone for the weekend. So I'm taking care of all 9. And they have like a caged room outside of their actual room where they sleep at, their coop. And then after the fenced room, they have an outside area where they stand during the day. But he usually opens and closes the door for the fenced room. It kind of looks like I don't know. There's just metal bars and then like a fence. But he usually opens and closes that room. And I left it open so that they could be outside. But what happened is that door fell was almost closed because of the wind, so they couldn't get inside of the fenced room in order to get to their coop. And because of that, 4 of them somehow flew on top of that, and it's like 6'5" maybe, or 6 feet, and they can't usually fly that high. Only about 2 of them can, which is why they always fly out, because the outside area is fenced in. But they fly on top of, because the fenced room, the roof of it is like that, like a triangle. And so they would fly onto like that part, the lower part of it, and that way escape. But then they would do the same thing, but reverse, in order to get back in whenever it would be time to sleep. So I saw those 2 sitting on like the window part, which is like they got there by flying on the roof. And then 2 other chicken who were on the peak of the roof. And I was like, I was so confused because I was doing a head count when I went over there, because it had already gotten late and I wanted to make sure that they were all inside. And I opened the door and I count, and I only see like 3 at first, but there's like 9, and I was like, what the hell? So I just head back to where, the outside areas of them stay. And I don't say anything, and then I turn around and I see like 4 of them on the roof. And I was like, what the hell? So what happened after this? In order to rescue the first one, it was like behind like a wire too. So yeah, that's what it was. The gate, the fenced room is like the fence is like small wires that make like a pattern. But this guy, he was behind like a wire that was like long, so I was trying to make sure not to like harm him, because I wanted to grab him, but I also had to make sure that he doesn't freak out and like something happens to him, because he like rubbed against the wire weirdly or something. And I tried to like pick him up and put him in the outside area so that he could get inside. And I did. I had to muster up some courage. But then the other one, that one was just fine. Like, he just walked over like there's nothing. I tossed out some food for them, because I thought they would like realize, but I think their sight other two that were on top of the roof, I tried getting like a stick and like slowly shoving them to the left because I couldn't really get up there. It was too unstable. Like I feel like if I would have climbed down on top of the roof, which I could have, but I just think the whole thing would have collapsed, and it would have also been kind of difficult to pick them up if they're on top of it. Anyway, one of them was totally fine. Like, I just poked him a couple of times and tried to like maneuver him to the left, and he got it. But then the other one, I was like fighting because I was like trying to get him to move to the left, but he'd be really stubborn, and sometimes you had to use a little bit more force. And my wrist really started hurting because it was like such a weird angle, and the pole was kind of long, so it was kind of difficult. But he ended up going all the way to the edge, and then if he would have jumped to the left, it would have been fine. But he jumped to the right, which there's like a net, which is supposed to be like a cover from the top, and he fell into that net, and there's like pretty big holes in it, like this big. And then of course he got like kind of tangled, but then I like popped it over the fence, and I kind of let him guide him to the ground, and then I had all mine back inside. And yeah, it was something. But like I really didn't want to hurt them at all because I just felt so bad. I imagined myself in their position, like the door being almost closed, but like they can't really know that they could just like push it open, and so they had to find a different spot to spend the night. And I feel like they can't like sleep when the surface is flat, or at least that's what it feels like, because whenever I'm in there, they're all on like poles, and it was pretty cold as well. But I mean, they got a lot of feathers, and they're not the smallest either because we do feed them well. But yeah, I definitely have built up some kind of emotional attachment. I mean, I've never really had pets growing up, but I always loved it when somebody else had a dog. Even though I don't think I would, well, would love to own one, but I'll have to make sure that I do a good job. I don't want to half-ass being a pet owner. I do, I am, I so am. I'm getting a snake. Probably next year, whenever camp is over. I'll have one. I'll have a snake. And maybe I'll try and make a video with it. I feel like that would be kinda cool. Snake ASMR. Never even seen anything like that. But since we have a lot of snakes at camp, and actually one of them just gave birth, and one of my good friends has 5 baby snakes now, so I'm definitely adopting 1 or 2. Maybe I should start with 1. See how that goes. But I actually completely forgot about that, and it brightened up my mood a lot. I helped one of my friends catch and feed a snake. I actually do have a video of that. It was what was it? Speckled king snake. We found a baby one. It was very tiny, but so pretty. It was probably the prettiest snake that I've ever seen. And we had it in a cage, but it wouldn't eat. It didn't eat for 3 weeks, and so our snake, head of the snake, he said that we should find a ringneck, a small ringneck, for him to eat, because he's a king snake, and they eat other snakes. And I found said ringneck and fed it to him, and he did eat it, but usually snakes eat other snakes from the top, like from the head to the tail. And this guy, he is just so riled up that he didn't even care, and he ate it from the tail to the head. I watched the whole ordeal, and it was just brutal. I mean, at halfway through, we were like, we should just stop the suffering of like the snake that's gonna eat it, and we just put their lights out. It was too cruel. So hopefully my friend still has that snake. We named them Skeletor, and I made a name tag for it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to show some. Maybe I'll be able to show all of them, because definitely be there. So, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stories and the lotion. If you did, let me know. Other than that, if you like this video, check out this one. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you very, very soon.